So maybe, how do I spell your name?
Last name is Hale, H-A-L-E. First name is Kim, K-I-M.
And what neighborhood you lived in Fort Mac?
Gregoire.
In Gregoire. So maybe tell me about how you got out. Story.
Waited till about 1:30 this morning, and things got a little dicey. Smoke started coming through there again, and I just didn't want to get trapped by the fire coming up from waterways and then across the highway, so I decided to hoof it out to the highway and stick my thumb out.
And somebody picked you up and taken it because you're here?
Yep. I spent the night at the way station down at the intersection of 63 and 881, and got a couple hours sleep, and this morning just kind of head down here and registered and going to see what I can do to help now.
So what did you do when you were in Fort Mac? What was your...
I was working at Sport Check, worked there part-time. I had a busted leg, I wasn't able to work for about 9 months.
Okay.
And all of the employees here at Sport Check, our pay period for this week and next week are going to be deposited in our accounts even without being able to work.
Oh, wow.
So they're looking after us. I was pretty impressed with that.
So would you say that you were, so you came, you hitchhiked out of town, just a ride, they picked you up, and you were out at about 1 in the morning?
Yeah, about 1:30 I left.
Was there any feeling that you were gonna try to stay, or
well,
just kind of check out the conditions?
After I was figuring when the evening, when it got dark and the temperature dropped, the humidity came up, that things might be a little calmer. I'd heard rumors. I was down at the far south end of Gregoire, and I'd heard rumors that Gregoire, where I lived by the Esso station, had gone up in flames, but I wasn't taking into account too many rumors right at that point, so I took a chance and hoofed it down and found everything was okay. There was no burnt trailers or anything where I lived, so I stuck around there. The power came back on, but I kept on going outside and just kind of keeping an eye on the wind and see if there was any smoke or flames coming up. And when it started, looked like there was a possibility. I could see the orange glow coming up from waterways, from the backside. It was at the east side of Gregoire. Plus there were some flare-ups right by the highway, which is only about 300-400 meters from where I live. I didn't want to get surrounded on foot, so I decided it was probably that time to boogie out.
And how did you keep in contact?
Some water trucks in here, some showers. They need some Red Cross. We got people that might get hurt. Okay, we need Red Cross. We need food. Okay?
Sure.
They directed us here.
They're on their way.
Yeah, but they're slow.
Yeah.
So I guess, how did you keep in touch with the information from the city? Was it the internet, or was it radio, or?
No, when I got back to my place last night at Gregoire, that was about 9 o'clock. The power came on about a half hour later. I was surprised, so I just turned on CBC, and that was it. I was charging up my tablet, so I didn't have power to get any news yet. But after Sunday night, after the first initial evacuation at Gregoire, there was a lot of miscommunication. You couldn't get on the internet or tweets or from the city. You couldn't get any specific information about evacuation in Gregoire.
Yeah.
So I was kind of taking anything from social media with a grain of salt and realizing it wouldn't have been updated in the last 5 or 6 hours. So the best information I got was on the news and the National last night.
Okay.
And like I said, I was just kind of keeping an eye on the scene and decided about 1:30 it was probably smart to get out.
So you've been inside the center, right?
Yep.
Yeah. What do you think, having been there, having registered? You're obviously away from your home. What do you need? Like, what do you think people need?
I don't need anything. I'm by myself. I can take care of myself. I've got no problems with that. But I think information, communication. There's a lot of families, I'm sure, that are separated. A lot of people had to head north. A lot of people are down here. I'm sure they're going to be setting that up pretty quick. I don't know if there's any websites or anything yet, but information that people are okay. I think the cell service is a little bit better here. It was getting a little spotty last night in Gregoire. From what I understand, some of the cell towers went down.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think that's it. Just information. Right now, everybody's in limbo, which is understandable. But I think by the end of the day, they'll have some information set up. So, but I still have a feeling it'll be this weekend before we can get back in there.
Okay. So, how do I spell your name?
S-E-G-U-I-N.
So that's your first name?
Last name.
What's your first name?
Alan. A-L-A-N. A-I-N.
And you're from Fort Mac?
Yes, I am.
What neighborhood?
Thickwood.
Okay, and so maybe tell me how you got out.
Got out when the fires were at their worst. I was working at Shell at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Fortunately, Shell saw the problem, let us out. Those of us that had houses in town were allowed to make our way back. I got to my house just in time to be declared a total evacuation at Thickwood. Managed to get my daughter out of Gregoire. But now we have other problems. We're here in Anzac, 50 kilometers outside of Fort McMurray. And we got no porta potties. We got no water trucks. They haven't set up any showers. There's a lot of people here. I don't know, I'd estimate probably 6,000 to 10,000 people in the area of Anzac right now.
They said 8,000.
And we got no support, no Red Cross. We got people looking for anything they can scrounge. We're buying our own food. I mean, nobody's even trying. Now, they'd known about this since last night. I'm sure that had the Red Cross been advised last night, they'd be here right now. So I don't know what's going on, but please, Fort McMurray, wake up. Come on.
That's what you need.
That's all I got.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.